Hello once again guys, I am Carl from GameReviewsHU.net and today we are going to check out Echo of Soul by Envious, and it was published by Era Games in North America and Europe. Echo of Soul is a 3D fantasy themed MMORPG which was originally released in South Korea in 2013 and eventually Era Games released it in North America and Europe in 2015. Echo of Soul was heavily advertised in the internet, so there's a huge chance that you have seen a sort of advertisement somewhere in the internet. Anyway, let us move on with the game itself. At the start of the game, you are given choice to pick one class among 5 classes currently available. These are Warrior, Rogue, Guardian, Sorceress, or Archer. Each class has its own 2 subclasses that you will choose later in the game, specifically once you reach level 10. Once you pick up your character, you will have a chance to customize it. But you will probably not take long to customize your character since the customization on this game is very limited, and all of it are just presets, which is expected for a free-to-play game, but I was still expecting this game could have more customizations than what it actually presented. Also, the classes are gender locked, which raises the question why. In this time and year, I did not expect this at all. The last time I have encountered a gender locked MMORPG was actually 8 years ago. And considering I am not a big fan of MMORPG, this still shocked me, though it is not a problem for me and others, but I am guessing some people would have regarding this matter. And I really not see the reason why they have to do gender locking. It really is not necessary. After you customize your character, you will now set foot in the world of Echo of Soul as a Soul Keeper. First of all, let us talk about the graphics of Echo of Soul. Well, it is quite dated to be honest. In fact, for a 2013 release, the visual is really dated, like it was supposed to be released 3 to 4 years prior. However, the environment looks decent enough and it does not feel empty nor repetitive, and it looks so vibrant. It feels more alive and dynamic than Arc Lord 2 in my honest opinion, which I reviewed a few weeks ago. The monsters also look original for the first few levels, and I actually like the designs of them for the most part. But there are rehashes after some time, but it is okay since we'll see new enemies here and there, which is really okay for me. And come on, rehashes are normal for MMORPG. At least in Echo of Soul, it has decent design. Animations can be clunky sometimes, but there are some skill animations that really look smooth when you use them in order. Another problem I got is that regarding the visual, your character do not feel like you are connected in the world. Like the whole environment is just a green screen and just edited to feel like your character is in it. It feels that way, especially on some angles of the camera. Speaking of cameras, it is hard to control, especially if you are using WASD on movement, as it doesn't stay put when panning your camera and using WASD at the same time, which is really frustrating at times. The optimization of the game is not quite good either, because when I max all the settings, the game kind of lags every now and then. I am still not sure if it's because of the ping since I am on a US server or because how bad the optimization is. But it is irritating overall, and I have to set it down to make it more playable, and it did make the game more flawless to play. But the game suffered in giving out its good looks, which is not actually good looks. Now let us move on to the gameplay. It is your traditional MMORPG gameplay. You point and click on enemies and that is it. Your character will attack and you can use skills to kill the enemy faster, rinse and repeat. That was a norm several years ago, but still, several MMORPGs still use the same concept and stick with it. But what does Echo of Soul bring into the table? Well, let us talk about that one by one. First of all, the quest and overall storyline of Echo of Soul is pretty average. The variety of quest types are so few though, like there are only 2 quests in the game, collect and kill, which is normal for MMORPG, but several MMORPG does it better and has more variety every now and then, since Echo of Soul does not bring anything new into the table regarding its quest system. Though the pacing between quests is good and there are always quests available for you to do, even though it is still the same thing over and over again. And yeah, it is a good thing they introduced mounts on the first few quests you have, which is really helpful when you go back and from area A to area B because, well, NPC don't move like you do. Well, yeah, which you will do a lot when you grind for experience Anyway, the quests are really good though, and they make you level up fast with the inclusion of some items that you may or may not use because your bag is so small. Yep, the inventory is so small and you actually have to spend money to buy a bigger bag. That is a huge ripoff. And every time I get a new and powerful item, I will always destroy the previous item since selling it is just not worth it. Why? Because all of your items cost 1 coin only. Each of them costs 1 coin. What? It just doesn't make sense. Though money is almost useless here until level 60 perhaps, it still does not make it matter that, hey, sell your things, because it costs 1 coin. 1 freaking coin. I also hate the fact that there is no auto walking towards the quest here, which should be essential on MMORPG nowadays. But at least we got some detailed minimap to check where we go. Still, it would be a nice addition if they added that. The map of an Echo of Soul is huge in general, but they are separated by zones, so you have to go to a portal if you want to go to another place, which pops up at the loading screen if you pass through. This could be annoying, as even small places are zoned, like the first dungeon in the game. Those zones are really small, and some places even on the whole map are zoned. It really is frustrating how small it is, and you thought, oh, this map is huge. Then you see zone, zone, and zone, which really is frustrating. Fortunately, the loading is fast enough so you don't really have to wait for long. Probably the most unique feature of Echo of Souls is its soul system. When you kill enemies, you gather souls. And once you reach a certain amount of soul, you can recharge your preferred souls and use them as buff on battle. It is temporary though, and it is a good feature at first, but to be honest, it really is forgettable if you do not really pay attention to it, nor use it frequently. Hopefully they could improve it and have more use in the future to make it stand out, as it feels like they just make the feature just to present something original, as Echo of Soul is generic in all aspects. That is true. Once you reach level 10, there are a lot of features made unlocked for you. One is you can choose what your subclass is. There are 2 options, it is either being a tank or being damage per second type, which gives a different set of skills once you pick one. My only problem regarding this is that there is a huge chance that some players will have the same build as you, which I do not really like, and there is no uniqueness and growth as character because of it. There are also dungeons in the game which are enabled for you at level 10 and opens up another dungeon every 5th level increment. The dungeon is actually challenging enough, but having a party is a lot better and easier. But the solo dungeon is still good and fun, and it really is challenging, especially when I first played through it. I actually died at the boss battle because since he is a lot stronger than me. There are also battlegrounds, which is an objective based PvP. It is either domination, kill as many as possible, or conquest, capture points as much as possible. It is either 15 versus 15 or 5 versus 5, though usually you're going 15 versus 15 because it is active enough. And yeah, the system picks different players from different servers, and the players are ranging from level 10 to 59. Yep, you heard it right. The level cap range is from level 10, its minimum, to level 59, its maximum. Is that unfair? Well, not quite, as lower levels get a huge boost in stats to make it even. The only things that differs is your health and your skills, as higher levels unlock more skills and whatnot. It is enjoyable to play and a great way to get experience since it gives a ton, especially when doing the daily quests. It's also easy to get into the match as the server quickly gathers all the players available in the lobby, and if you are a low level, it may really get frustrated since it is hard to kill an enemy, but it all boils down to teamwork, if you can actually coordinate with each other. But all in all, Battleground is a very intense, and I really have fun playing it even though I died and died and died again. Let us move on with music and sounds. Echo of Soul has a decent background music. It really suits well for its theme, which is fantasy, and I actually like the opening music when going to a server. The voice acting on cutscenes is actually above average. There are a few cutscenes here and there, so well, it doesn't really matter. That is my first look of Echo of Soul. Now let us recap the pros and cons of Echo of Soul. First, it is a traditional MMORPG, which is easy to pick up if you have already played 1 or 2 MMORPG with the same type. It has an easy learning curve. The whole map is huge, and there are a lot of places to visit, and it is a good thing they will give you a mount early on. Enemy models can look cool sometimes, but there are some rehashes here and there, which is normal for an MMORPG. The quest system spacing is actually pretty fast, and it really is easy to level up through quests and grinding. Soul system is pretty nice new feature that gives you temporary buffs but still needs to be improved to have more use. Dungeons can be accessed on level 10 and they are plenty of fun, either it is solo, party, or infinite. Battlegrounds can also be accessed on level 10, and gathering players for it is really quick and easy. The battle is always intense and fun, even if you are on low level, because they give you a boost stat for you to cope up with other players who have higher levels. That is basically what I like about Echo of Soul. How about the cons? Well, the classes are gender locked and there are only few customizations on the character creation. Even the skill set is very limited and there's a huge chance that you will have the same build as others. Graphics are overall outdated since there are a lot of MMORPG that has better visuals. It just does not add anything and it looks and feels very generic sometimes. The animations are clunky and the character models, enemies and other feel like it is not actually in the world. Gameplay is really repetitive and quite boring. For instance, the quests are really repetitive, like there are only two types of quests. It is either kill and collect. Combat can be boring since it's always the same thing, like shoot, skill, attack, skill. It does not have anything variety of it. Currency is almost useless in the game and the inventory is so small. Like I said on the pros, the map is huge but they are zoned, so you have to go through a portal to go to another part of the map. It is good if the zone is actually big, but some are really small and really tiny. It does not make sense why they have to zone that out. Battlegrounds level range is from level 10 to 59, which is unbalanced for the most part, even they give you boost stats on lower levels. It's just the difference on skills is freaking absurd. Overall, the Echo of Soul feels like a bare-bone MMORPG with everything in it, but nothing really stands out. It feels generic in all aspects. Yes, it could be fun and engaging at times, especially for the battlegrounds, but that is all there is to it. If you could reach the end game, then good for you, since the developers themselves said that it is where it all started. I am just unsure if it really is worth doing the grinding just to reach level 60. It is like watching a movie wherein at 1 hour and 30 minutes of the screenplay, that is where all the action starts. Most people would be bored by that time. Am I going to recommend this? Well, no. To be honest, as there are other MMORPG that has the same concept but offers a lot more. But if you are a casual gamer, then this game could be fun for you for a long time. So yeah, this is my first look on the fantasy theme MMORPG Echo of Soul. Again, I am Carl, signing off.